Brandon and Erik, two dudes on a mission. Redline their engines, pure competition. Bet on that NASCAR while it's heavy. Speed demons in the night, all gas, no levies. Rubber on asphalt, drifting through the curves. Crowd going wild, adrenaline in verbs. Fighting for the W, no holding back. Rivals to the end, never off track. Wheel spin, checker flag in sight. Brandon and Erik, racing day and night. Underdogs rising, stakes just climb. Pedal to the metal, losing track of time. Late night garages, dreams from the grease. Sweat and ambition, peace never at ease. Engines roar louder than their heartbeat. Victory lane, the only deceit. Headlights flash, blur under the stars. Some see competition, they see cars. Best placed high, fortunes on the line. Friends or foes in this moment in time. Crowd holds breath, finish line approach. Adrenaline spikes, no room for coach. Erik behind the wheel, Brandon in the lead. Destiny defined by that fierce speed.
We have reached the part of the podcast where we're going to be talking some NASCAR, and who better to come on than Brandon at Boston Boy 83 on social media. Brandon, how you doing today, my man?
Doing good, buddy. It was opening day at Fenway Park. Sox racked in 13 runs, got a W. It's one of my favorite days of the year.
I mean, more importantly, did Devers strike out?
No, Devers actually had 2 hits and I think 2 RBIs.
Look at
2 walks. 1 or 2 walks.
Okay.
He couldn't come back home to Boston and do what he's been doing, or he would have been booed out of the place. So,
okay. Well, props to Devers. On the year, I'm looking at right now, batting average up to 111, slugging percentage 148, on base 398, 3 hits, 16 strikeouts. He's doing stuff.
Hey, great news, though. I know you're a statistical guy, but great news. You're only as good as your last game, and he just had a great game today. So the future looks bright.
Okay. Well, I won't talk about the Bruins losing streak. So let's jump right into Darlington then, my friend. We each have 4 bets. Why don't you start us off with your first bet?
We're going – it's the Lady in Black track. We all know they ride the wall. They ride the wall. They scrape the wall. You can't get off the wall at this track, and you have to be able to run there. Kyle Larson. I'm not a fan of going with the favorite at these tracks. So anybody that's listened to us for the last 2 or 3 years, no, I don't like just jumping on the favorite. But you cannot steer away from Larson at 4-1. I'm not concerned about track history. It's just the style of track, style of driving fits Larson. That's why he's the favorite, and I'm grabbing him at 4-1.
My first bet, I'm going to Mr. William Byron, plus 900. Best average finish at this track overall. Yes, he finished 30th in his last race, but doesn't tell the full story. Ran into some trouble late, finished 8th in the stage 1, 4th in stage 2. If you throw out the 30th place result, his previous races were 6th, 4th, 1st, 8th, and 13th. Also has the best average finish on intermediate tracks. His last 5 races on intermediate tracks, his worst finish was 12th, which includes a 12th place finish at Homestead and a 4th place finish at Las Vegas this year. And if we just look at how he's done this season, he has spent 79% of all laps inside the top 15. 3rd most laps led, 2nd best finish amongst drivers this season, plus the best driver ranking. He's been great this year. So I'm getting 9-1. I see some value. So I'm taking William Byron. 9.
Before you jump to mine, that 30th place, he was leading the race with about 5 to go, and Logano dumped him. So that should have been a 100% win to add to those great stats that he already had.
So hopefully he can get it done. Next bet, my friend. Where are you going?
Tyler Reddick, plus 650. Same thing with Larson. The guy rides the wall. He's one of the best wall riders there is. 23XI, as much as I'm not a Hamlin person or a 23XI fan, that team has been producing this year. That team looks very strong. And if you're taking that type of stuff coming out of 23XI headquarters and a guy that this is his style of track, his style of driving, I'm doing Reddick at plus 650.
I like it. I like it. My next bet is I am going to Mr. Briscoe, Chase Briscoe, 16-1. Dominated the last race here to punch his ticket into the playoffs. Finished 5th in the spring race, showing that that performance wasn't a fluke. Also, he's in the 19 car now. This is a clear uptick in equipment, and it's showing in his results. 4th at Homestead, 9th at Martinsville. He's coming into this race with some great momentum. We also need to remember he's in Martin Truex's ride, and Truex historically did well here at 16-1 plus 1,600. Obviously, some sneaky good value with Chase Briscoe.
I'm moving over to my hometown boy, Chase Elliott, also at 16-1. The consistency he's had this year with 4 top 10s, 2 top 5s. He has performed well at Darlington. He's won at Darlington. He's been in the lead at Darlington and got wrecked by Kyle Busch. This is a track that he enjoys. He usually runs really well, not necessarily due to his driving skill for the style of track, but more what he gets from his crew chief, Alan Gustafson. They've always made the right calls here. There's something about Darlington where Chase is always a contender. So to be able to grab him at 16-1, and again, for those of you that listen for years, when I see a name like this at that high of a number, I'm grabbing him early, and I would highly recommend grabbing him at 16-1 before qualifying Saturday.
My next bet is I'm going to the Watermelon Man. Give me Ross 16 plus 2,500. Has the 5th best average finish here among active drivers. He's consistently strong at this track. Finished 5th here last season, 11th the year before, 5th again in 2023. Also ran 5th at Las Vegas earlier this season, another comparable intermediate track. For the season, ranked 11th in driver ranking, spent 59% of laps inside the top 15. Also, looking at it, he's entered in the Xfinity race. I think that is a huge plus for him because he's going to kind of get used to this track. So I really like Ross Chastain getting a great price here at plus 2,500, 25-1.
I'm going out on a limb here. I like Noah Gragson, top 10 at plus 260. This kid was phenomenal in the Xfinity car in his entire career at Darlington. You've seen him. He hasn't had the overall finish. Like last week, Martinsville, he got into some trouble. Week before, 16th at Homestead. I do like Noah in the momentum that team's getting. And it feels like he's finally got the equipment he needs in the Cup Series to be able to perform well. And I'm taking his stats that he has from the Xfinity Series at Darlington. No matter what car you're in, this track runs a certain way. You need to know how to run it. I like Noah Gragson at a big 260 for a top 10.
I like it. I like it. I have a top 10, but I went with Erik Jones.
In the Kyle Petty throwback this weekend.
At plus 325.
Richard Petty, sorry.
He is way down on the board, but he's been really good at this track with some upside. One, fall in 2019, fall 2022. That's not a fluke. He knows how to win at this place. Since that last win, he's only had 1 top finish here, but there's reason for optimism. He's back in the Toyota. His last 6 starts in a Toyota, he's finished in the top 10. Over his career, 8 top 10s and 14 races here. That's a 57% hit rate. He also has had the 5th best average finish at this track among active drivers. He was DQ'd last week with some funky thing after the race. I think this is going to be a really not tight, but really focused race from him. I'm getting plus 325, and historically he's done well here, switching back in the Toyota car. Look, give me to me. Give me Erik Jones.
I like it.
Plus 325, my friend. Brandon, there you have it. We're off to Darlington. Best of luck in your bets. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media, my friend?
Boston Boy 83, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. And Jimmy Butler, you're dead to me.
Jimmy Butler, you're dead to me.
I had a nice, long 9-player prop in just that game, and I needed 6 rebounds from that man. 6 to cash out what I needed. And he failed on me. So, Jimmy Butler, keep bouncing around. You'll never see another title ever in your career. Sorry.
Never seen
little bitter about it.
He's never seen that first title. So,
yeah, thank you. Yes.
Best of luck in your bets, and we will be back next week. Where are they at next week, my friend?
They are at, I want to say, a super speedway. Oh no, Bristol, Tennessee, baby.
Awesome,
Bristol.
Dude. Looking forward to talking that with you. Best of luck in your bets, and we'll talk soon, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Cash some tickets.